Welcome to the Is It Worth Watching show. I'm Jake, and with me is my amazing co host, Jill. Today, we have an incredibly insightful and thought provoking discussion featuring Yuval Noah Harari. He delves into the rapid ascent of AI, its potential benefits and serious risks, exploring everything from healthcare to the potential for authoritarian surveillance. So, Jill, AI is like this ultimate double edged sword, right? On one side, we're looking at the possibility of AI discovering new medicines that could wipe out diseases we've struggled with for centuries. Imagine AI concocting treatments that doctors haven't even dreamed of yet.
Absolutely, Jake. I mean, it's wild to think that something designed by us could surpass human ability in life-saving ways. But on the flip side, isn't it chilling to consider that the same technology could create weapons far beyond our current nightmares?
Totally. It's like we're standing on the edge of a precipice. One wrong step, and we could be looking at AI driven warfare that could be catastrophic. It's crucial that we focus on ethical guidelines now more than ever. Man, Jill, it's like we've been catapulted into the future faster than we ever imagined.
Totally, Jake. Remember when AI seemed like this far-off sci-fi concept? Now it's like we blinked, and suddenly it's here, transforming everything around us.
Yeah, like back in 2015, people were just starting to sound the alarm. They thought it was decades away, if not centuries. And now look at us, 2024, and AI is basically running the show in so many sectors.
It's crazy. Just think about everything from healthcare advancements to financial markets. The pace is absolutely mind-blowing and, honestly, a bit terrifying.
For sure. We used to talk about AI in such hypothetical terms, but the impact is very real and immediate now. All right, so let's dive into one of the most intriguing debates out there: true AI versus simple automated machines.
Oh, totally. I mean, think about your basic coffee machine. It brews coffee at the push of a button. That's a simple automated machine.
Exactly. It's programmed to perform one task repeatedly without any learning or adaptation. Now, contrast that with true AI, which learns and evolves from its experiences.
Right, like the coffee machine that senses your mood and suggests a type of coffee based on your daily habits. That's stepping into the realm of true AI because it adapts and makes decisions independently.
True AI involves a level of decision making and creativity, unlike our basic automated machines, which just follow preset instructions. Ever stop to consider that information is more than just data on a screen? It's like the glue that holds societies together. From cave paintings to Facebook posts, we use information to connect and create shared realities.
Absolutely, Jake. Information isn't just about facts. It's the stories we tell and the trust we build. Think about it. Our entire legal system rests on information exchange, from evidence in courtrooms to legislation.
Right? And historically, the flow of information has shaped entire civilizations. The printing press transformed Europe by making knowledge accessible. Nowadays, it's social media and algorithms, which are like modern day Gutenberg presses but on steroids. So, Jill, I was reading up on how information networks have evolved, and wow, it's a game changer for political systems.
Absolutely, Jake. It's fascinating how the same technology impacts democracies and authoritarian regimes so differently. While democratic systems thrive on open, decentralized information networks to foster transparency and citizen engagement, authoritarian regimes often use centralized control to monitor and manipulate information.
Right? And it's crazy to think how social media algorithms play into this too. In democracies, it can lead to better informed citizens, but also to polarization and misinformation.
Meanwhile, authoritarians are leveraging the tech to enhance surveillance and suppress dissent. The same tools that empower citizens in a democracy can be used to tighten control in an authoritarian state.
It's like a double edged sword. The key seems to lie in who controls the flow of information and for what purpose. So, I was thinking about how stories and fiction shape our reality and promote human cooperation, Jill. It's fascinating how something purely imaginative can have such a profound impact on real world dynamics.
Absolutely, Jake. Humans have always used stories to convey values, build community, and inspire action. They help us make sense of the world and connect with each other on a deeper level.
Right, and it's not just about sharing information. It's about creating a shared understanding or a common narrative that everyone buys into. This common ground is what allows us to work together, trust each other, and build societies.
Exactly, which is why even seemingly simple stories can influence politics, culture, and social norms. They carry immense power because they can unify diverse groups under a single, compelling vision or idea.
Wow, Jill, have you ever thought about how algorithms are like these invisible hands shaping our online experiences?
Absolutely, Jake. It's fascinating and a bit terrifying when you think about it. Algorithms are designed to maximize engagement, but that often means promoting extreme content that keeps us glued to our screens.
Right, it's not just about what shows up in our feeds. These algorithms can have real world consequences, unintended or not, especially in politics.
Exactly. They amplify voices that might otherwise be on the fringes, which can seriously distort public discourse. Remember the last election? The spread of misinformation was rampant.
And that's the crux of it, isn't it? These systems aren't inherently evil, but their design can lead to divisions and escalate tensions. Can you believe how much AI decision making is embedded in our daily lives now, Jill?
It's wild, right? But, with that convenience comes a lot of ethical baggage. For instance, how do we ensure these AI systems aren't perpetuating biases that exist in the data they're trained on?
Exactly. It's like feeding a machine our historical prejudices and then acting surprised when it spits them back out. We really need more transparency in how these systems make decisions.
And accountability, too. If an AI denies someone a loan or a job, shouldn't we be able to understand and contest that decision?
Absolutely. We've got to balance innovation with human values somehow. Okay, Jill, let's dive into the AI rabbit hole, but this time, let's talk about regulations and transparency. It's like the Wild West out there, right? Each sector, from healthcare to finance, needs some serious guidelines. But should these regulations be universal, or should they adapt to each industry's specific needs?
Absolutely, Jake. I think transparency is key. If people don't understand how AI decisions are being made, mistrust will skyrocket. Industries need tailored regulations because the stakes differ. In healthcare, for instance, the margin for error is tiny compared to, say, an AI recommending a movie.
Exactly. And this requires more than a blanket approach. Every sector has its own nuances that need individualized attention. What's crucial is that we strike a balance between innovation and safety, right? Whoa, Jill, today's topic is a big one: AI and its impact on different types of governments.
Yeah, and there's so much to unpack. Like in democratic societies, AI opens up so many possibilities for improving citizen services and transparency, but it also brings challenges like biased algorithms influencing public opinion.
Totally. And what happens in authoritarian regimes is almost dystopian. AI can be a tool for surveillance and control on a level we've never seen before.
Right, like those facial recognition systems used to monitor every move of citizens. It practically eliminates privacy and freedom.
And the scary part is that while democratic nations might struggle to balance advancements with ethical use, authoritarian regimes could be all in with no oversight or pushback.
Exactly, it's like AI could be a double edged sword, bringing progress but also raising huge ethical dilemmas.
So, Jill, isn't it wild to think about entering a culture shaped not by humans, but by AI generated content?
Absolutely, Jake. It's like stepping into an alien civilization where everything, from music to news, is crafted by machines.
Yeah, it's like AI is becoming the new storyteller, and we're just the audience. It's fascinating, but also a bit unnerving, don't you think?
Totally. On one hand, AI can generate endless creative content tailored to our preferences, but on the other hand, it makes you wonder what happens to genuine human connection and originality.
And who controls what the AI creates? It could be a whole new kind of cultural evolution, or maybe even a revolution. So, Jill, talking about AI, it's fascinating how often people confuse intelligence with consciousness, right?
Absolutely, Jake. Intelligence means the ability to solve problems and make decisions, which AIs are getting really good at. But consciousness, that's another level. It's about feeling emotions, having experiences, which machines can't do yet.
Exactly. A machine can strategize and learn, even excel at tasks like playing chess, but it's not like it's enjoying a victory or getting stressed during a game. They might mimic human-like responses, but without true emotions or awareness.
Right. And that distinction is crucial. We can harness this intelligence without overestimating its capabilities. It's like airplanes versus birds. They both fly, but in fundamentally different ways.
So, Jill, imagine this. You're swiping through your favorite social media platform, and it starts to feel like your best friend, knowing exactly what to show you to keep you engaged. Could AI really get that intimate with us, manipulating our emotions on such a deep level?
Oh, absolutely. It's not even just about knowing our preferences anymore. These algorithms can learn our emotional patterns, tailoring content to evoke specific feelings. It's kind of scary to think that an AI could create this illusion of intimacy, making us feel understood when it's really just data-driven manipulation.
Right? It could get to the point where we can't distinguish between genuine human connection and an AI's calculated interaction. There's a real danger where our vulnerabilities could be exploited, not just for profit, but potentially for more sinister purposes too. So, Jill, let's rewind a bit and think about how throughout history, technological advances have always been double-edged swords. Take the Industrial Revolution, for example. It brought about massive economic growth and development, but also led to terrible working conditions and environmental pollution we're still dealing with today.
Absolutely, Jake. And look at nuclear energy. Initially a promise of limitless, clean power, but it also gave us the terrifying prospect of nuclear weapons. The same pattern repeats itself over and over. We innovate for progress, but often underestimate the negative impacts or unforeseen consequences.
Exactly. And now with AI, we find ourselves in a similar situation where the potential benefits are enormous, but so are the risks. It's like we're looking at history repeating itself, but on steroids. So, Jill, with the rise of AI, I'm curious, how do we even begin to rebuild that trust in our institutions?
That's such an important question, Jake. Trust in institutions has never been more fragile. I think a big part of it is transparency. People need to know how these AI systems make decisions.
Absolutely. And I think it goes deeper too. It's not just about transparency, but also about accountability. Who's responsible when an AI makes a biased decision?
Right, there needs to be a human element in oversight. We can't just throw everything into the AI black box and step away. And this is where ethical guidelines and robust regulations come in. Ensuring there's a solid framework can prevent misuse and reinforce trust.
Have you ever noticed how our minds are like noisy factories, constantly churning out thoughts and distractions?
Oh, absolutely. It's like being trapped in a never-ending carnival of noise. That's where meditation comes in for me. It's like hitting the pause button.
Right? It's amazing how a simple practice can bring such profound clarity. When I meditate, it feels like I'm cleaning the lens through which I see the world.
It's not just about relaxation either. It's about becoming consciously aware of what's happening in the moment, which helps you connect with reality on a deeper level.
Exactly. By focusing on the present, we can let go of all the mental clutter and truly understand ourselves and our surroundings. Wow, Jill, that was quite the conversation with Yuval Noah Harari and Rich Roll, wasn't it?
Absolutely, Jake. It's mind-boggling how AI is not just a tool but also an agent that's already influencing so many aspects of our lives. Harari's insights about our need to be more discerning with information really hit home.
Totally agree. His take on how our delusions could be our downfall, coupled with the rapid evolution of AI, is both fascinating and a bit unsettling. It's clear we're entering uncharted territory here.
Indeed, and it's crucial that we stay informed and consider the ethical implications. Harari's practice of mindfulness and attention to truth underscores the importance of personal responsibility in this digital age.
Absolutely. So, what did you all think about this topic? We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this conversation enlightening, you might want to subscribe to the Is It Worth Watching channel for more thought-provoking discussions. Stay tuned, and thanks for listening.